Welcome to ZeroEmbed, where we build practical AI automation systems for real business workflows. In this tutorial, we will build an email marketing automation system using n8n Codex. The goal is simple: collect qualified leads, personalize the message, send through a controlled gate, and write every result back to the tracker. Before we build, here is a quick question. What should be the main tracker for a serious email marketing automation? Option A, a random CSV with no send history. Option B, a structured sheet or database with source, status, approval, and send history. Option C, the email provider dashboard alone. Option D, manual notes written after the campaign. Comment A, B, C, or D. We will use the answer when we design the tracker. Today we are building an email marketing workflow with n8n Codex, step by step. We will use n8n as the automation runtime and Codex as the engineering operator around the workflow. Here is what we will cover: the architecture, the tracking table, the n8n nodes, the Codex workflow, safe sending, and monitoring. By the end, you will know how the full campaign path works, from lead source to follow-up decisions. First, understand the job of each tool. n8n is the runtime layer. It starts on a schedule or webhook, reads rows, calls APIs, filters records, sends email, and updates systems. Codex is the builder and operator. It helps write scripts, inspect workflow JSON, review logs, test edge cases, and patch failures. A strong setup does not force one tool to do everything. n8n handles repeatable orchestration, and Codex handles the engineering work around it. That split makes the workflow easier to debug, easier to improve, and easier to hand over to a team. The architecture has 6 parts. First is the lead source: a form, CRM, spreadsheet, community request, inbound inquiry, or approved list. Second is qualification. Check whether the row has a valid email, a clear reason for contact, and permission to be contacted. Third is duplicate prevention. Normalize email and domain, then stop repeated sends before they reach the provider. Fourth is personalization. Fifth is the email provider, and sixth is write-back plus monitoring. The important idea is that every contact moves through a visible decision path, not a hidden manual guess. Now design the tracking table. Create a sheet or database table where each column has a job. Use columns like company, website, recipient email, source URL, interest, first sent at, follow-up sent at, status, provider message ID, and notes. Add eligibility and do not contact columns when your campaign needs approval or suppression logic. The workflow should never send just because an email address exists. It should send only when the row passes every rule. Think of the tracker as the campaign control panel. Recipient email answers where to send. Source URL answers why the row exists. Interest tells the AI what angle to use. First sent at prevents repeated first emails. Status shows whether the row is pending, sent, skipped, failed, or needs review. Provider message ID connects the tracker back to the email platform, so later debugging has a real reference. Before opening n8n, write the sendable rules in plain language. A row is sendable only if it has a valid email, clear source, relevant reason, no previous first send date, and no suppression flag. Rows that fail any check should go to skipped or needs review with the reason written back. This is the difference between an automation that is controllable and an automation that only looks fast. Now build the n8n workflow. Start with a schedule trigger for recurring campaigns, or a webhook trigger when another system should start the workflow. Next, add a read node for your sheet, CRM, or database, and pull only the fields required for decisions and personalization. Then add filter logic for sendable rows, followed by a duplicate check using normalized email and domain. After that, pass only approved rows into the personalization step. Finally, send through the provider and update the same source row with the result. A practical n8n node chain looks like this: trigger, read tracker, filter sendable rows, remove duplicate contacts, personalize, approval gate, send, and update row. Keep each decision visible. Do not hide eligibility, duplicate checks, or approval inside one large code node unless the logic is tested separately. When the workflow fails, visible steps make it clear whether the issue was data, provider credentials, model output, or write back. Codex is useful before, during, and after the n8n run. Before the run, use Codex to turn campaign requirements into scripts, sample payloads, prompt templates, and validation checks. During debugging, use Codex to inspect failed executions, compare expected counts with actual results, and patch the workflow without rebuilding everything. After the run, use Codex to summarize failures, improve qualification rules, and prepare the next campaign iteration. Now add controlled AI personalization. Personalization should be structured, not random. Pass fields such as recipient name, company, service interest, source context, offer angle, and call to action. Ask the model to return strict JSON with subject, opening line, body, CTA, and review notes. Then validate the output before sending. No fake claims, no missing unsubscribe handling where required, and no unsupported promises. If the JSON is invalid or the message breaks a rule, route the row to needs review instead of sending. A good prompt is short, strict, and connected to your tracker fields. Tell the AI the recipient context, the offer, the tone, the length limit, and the exact JSON keys it must return. Do not ask for a clever email. Ask for a useful, specific email that matches the row. That makes the output easier to approve, easier to test, and easier to improve later. Now add the send gate. Use 3 modes: test mode, review mode, and live mode. Test mode sends to an internal inbox or writes draft payloads. Review mode exports the exact messages for approval. Live mode calls the email provider only after the workflow passes validation and approval. The provider can be Gmail, SMTP, Brevo, SendGrid, Mailgun, or another approved platform. The provider choice matters less than authentication, rate limits, unsubscribe handling, and reliable result capture. Write back is not optional. It is how you know what actually happened. After sending, update the original row with sent time, provider message ID or campaign ID, status, and error reason. Do not mark a row as sent just because a draft was created, a CSV was exported, or a contact was imported. Mark it sent only after the provider confirms the accepted state that your workflow requires. Follow-up automation should use the same tracker. Before a follow-up email, check first sent at, follow-up sent at, reply status, suppression flag, and provider status. If the person replied, bounced, unsubscribed, or moved to needs review, the follow-up branch should stop. This keeps the campaign consistent across first email, follow-up, and reporting. Now make it production ready. Create a run summary after every scheduled execution. Track rows read, rows skipped, rows approved, rows sent, rows failed, and rows written back. Have n8n, Codex, or a small monitor check the summary after the scheduled time. If the send count and write back count do not match, flag the run for repair instead of treating it as complete. Plan the failure paths before the campaign runs. Common failures are missing credentials, quota limits, invalid email format, model JSON errors, provider rejection, and sheet update conflicts. Each failure should write a clear reason back to the tracker and keep the row out of the next send batch until reviewed. This is where Codex is valuable. It can read the logs, explain the break, and patch the workflow or script. Here is the operating model to remember. Use n8n for triggers, API calls, row movement, provider integrations, and scheduled execution. Use Codex for scripts, validation, prompt improvements, log review, and workflow repair. Use the tracking table for status, history, consent, suppression, and follow-up decisions. Use the email provider for delivery and delivery results, not as your only campaign record. The full pattern is source, qualify, duplicate check, personalize, approve, send, write back, monitor, and iterate. Start with a small approved test list, verify every status update, and only then schedule the workflow. Once that path is stable, the same architecture can support newsletters, lead nurturing, follow-ups, and internal account updates. Now answer the starting question. The correct answer is B, a structured sheet or database with source, status, approval, and send history. That main tracker prevents repeated sends, shows why each row exists, and gives n8n and Codex the context they need. That is how to build an email marketing automation workflow with n8n plus Codex. Subscribe to ZeroEmbed for more practical AI automation tutorials. Visit www.zeroembed.com or email connect@zeroembed.com to build systems like this for your business.